Speaking of risks, when they debate, when Kamala and Trump debate, what do you think that's going to look like? Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, that's not close. Kamala Harris will win. Yeah, unless she falls apart, unless she goes back to the bad era, right? That's risk number 3.
Well, hold on a second. I guess in a debate you can have pre-written. It seems like when she's going off the top of her head is when the word salad sometimes comes out. Sometimes.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see, right? We'll have to see because she hasn't done any tough interviews. She hasn't really been challenged. So I hope to God that doesn't happen.
That she doesn't fall apart, you mean?
Yeah.
Because I hope she does a bunch of interviews, right?
Oh, definitely. I'm this is going to sound really funny. I'm too honest, but I am like in the context of Kamala Harris probably shouldn't come on the Young Turks. We do a really tough interview and it would hurt her. Okay.
Do you though? Like it's tough, but like you're pretty respectful. Maybe I just have my sort of like I'm okay with a little bit of tension. You're pretty respectful. Even when you're yelling, there's like respect. Like you don't do like a gotcha type thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain things you could do, like you said this in the past. You can say a line from the past that's out of context. It forces the other person to have to define the context. You just, sort of debate type tactics over and over. Like you don't seem to do that. You just like ask them questions genuinely, and then you argue the point, and then you also like hear what they say. The only thing I've seen you do sometimes tough that you sometimes like interrupt, like you speak over the person if they are trying to do the same.
Right. Which only if they're filibustering.
Yeah, if they're filibustering. But like that's a tricky one. That's it's a tricky
one. No, but Lex, the problem for her coming on our show isn't that we would be unfair to her. It's that we would be fair. So we would ask questions she is going to have trouble answering.
Oh, the corporatist stuff.
Right. I mean, like, so Biden said he was going to take the corporate tax rate to 28% and he barely tried. You say you're going to take it to 28%. Why should we trust you? Right. You guys said $15 minimum wage and then you took it out of the bill. Why should we trust you? Right. Those are very tough questions. She's never going to get that in mainstream media. Mainstream media is going to have faux toughness, but in reality, they're going to be softballs. Right. And so the debates, you're right, Lex, is a little bit easier because Sarah Palin proved that you could just memorize scripted talking points. And she admitted it later. She's like, she was super nervous. She memorized the talking points, and no matter what they asked, she just gave the talking point, which, by the way, people barely noticed because that's what all politicians do. Okay, she just admitted it. And so, no, Trump's a disaster in a debate. He's a one-man wrecking crew of his own campaign. So any competent debater would eviscerate Donald Trump. I mean, they just, on any given topic, when he says something like, here, let's take one lunatic conspiracy theory that he just had recently. And by the way, if you're a right winger and you keep getting hurt every time I say he's a lunatic or I insult Donald Trump, don't like you sound like a left winger. I'm offended. Get over it. Okay. So we have disagreements. Hear what the other side is saying. And by the way, I say the same thing to the left. Okay. I say, you think everybody on the right's evil? You're crazy. No, they just have a different way of looking at the world, which, by the way, is an interesting conversation. We should talk about that in a minute, too. But so I do it to both sides. But okay, but Trump says, I don't think there's anyone at Kamala Harris's rallies. It's all the pictures are AI. Okay, so let's say he says that in a debate because he's liable to say anything, right? You just say, okay, so you think every reporter that was there, every photographer that was there, every human being that was there, they're all lying. They have a conspiracy of thousands of people, but none of them were actually there. Do you understand how insane you sound?